Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? We have the boss. We got the top 4 or 5 or 6 video coming at you. And this one's going to be a tough one. This is a little bit of a tougher video to go over because our boosts are not as good as we, I think, would hope them to be. Botch gems do 400% more damage. Not that much. Green gems do 600% more damage. That's on the low end of just gem damage as we've seen in the past. And this one is almost non-existent. Yellow submission moves are going to do 300% more damage per turn. That's really not going to do much of any help for us at all. So this is going to be a much tougher boss battle. This is going to be a boss battle where you're going to need to be able to bring in your boss breakers, even if you're the one trying to do the heavy lifting. So if you got some unfreeze at level 10, you're going to need that one. If you have yourself an exhaust or a neutralize, so we did learn from the Brog that the neutralize boss breaker will negate this right here, the 100% extra move damage for the black gems, so that will work. Otherwise, you can use exhaust, and that will also help you. So this is going to be a much different one as we've seen. So let's deep dive into it and see who's going to be our best ones. Let's bro. So heading into the focus category number 1, the top one who's going to be in here is going to be Zombie Sammy. And it's going to be Zombie Sammy if you have his gear, if you've got a really good strap to go with it, if you have a Piper plate. Chic plate not necessary, but this is the plate that you're going to need for this weekend. And you can run him triple green, which will have this damage right here. The other way that you can run him, and I think is the one that's actually probably going to hit a lot harder, is by running him with the red multiply gems, making that 5x2 area into multiply gems would also work really well too. So there's 2 different ways that you can run them. Both of them are looking like it's going to do some big damage. So he would be the one that would be going in the focused category. I'm going to skip over to the defensive now because I really feel like while there are 4 that you could have, one in each category, I feel like the only 2 that you're going to use or that you're absolutely going to need is going to be Dominic Mysterio and zombies. So zombies, basically. Green has now become zombies in this sense. So a zombie dom, triple yellow, green damage, multiply gems, and so forth with an all hearts plate, that's going to smack. And I think that's going to be the second best one out there for sure. So it feels like it's 1 and 2. And then we can fill in other slots here that might do very well, but there weren't a lot that were going to be amazing in either the chaotic or the aggressive. But that being said, let's go check out which ones you can use in those categories. So I've picked out 2 that I think are going to be pretty good in the aggressive category. I think the one that's going to be the best is probably, if you're going to be multiple turns, is stacking the gem damage for Powerhouse KO. I think that's going to be one of the big ones this weekend, allowing it to continue to grow and to stack. The other one that I think is going to be really good for this one is actually going to be this Nakamura, the 80s Nakamura himself. Being able to just make a ton of green gems right there. But with the bleed and other things, I don't think it's going to be enough, but he does make purple. So he's going to be a shield breaker for you as well. So I think that's one avenue that you can go on that side of the board. On this side of the board, we're looking at a couple that will probably do really well. One of them is going to be Hall of Fame X-Pac, although his double gear seems, I believe, to still be nerfed and not working. So take that with a grain of salt there, that the second one will not actually hit where you need it to be. But he does make botch, and he does make damage per botch gem. And along those lines as well, I don't know why that didn't show up there, would be... And where are you within here? Would be someone like you. So Ken Shamrock, similar deal. Botch gems, green gems, and botch gem damage. And last but not least, in this category, might be a Techno Hogan, if you have the Techno there. Because he makes a bunch of botch gems. Choose him into green. botches into wild cards and so forth. So be able to blow up in that. The big boot botch into green gems is the other one. So those are 3 that can work. But again, your main focus this time around is actually going to be these 2 guys right here. That's where the majority of the damage is probably going to come from. So that's who I think are going to be in the top 4, 5, or 6. Do keep in mind that this might take you multiple turns. Again, these are not very big gem damage buffs. The boss will have 1 billion health, as I had read on the blog on Monday. So be prepared. Make sure you're bringing in your boss ability or boss breaker abilities to help your team out. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know who you pick for other superstars that could do some damage in the bargain bin, and I'll have the bargain bin video up, hopefully, in time before the boss itself begins. That's the hope. We'll see where it lands. Brofessor out.